All right, welcome to the first episode from Land to Sea. We talk about everything cruising, resorts, travel, doesn't matter. If you want to go somewhere, let's go. I have a special guest today from C Suite. I'll have you introduce yourself, tell people what you're about.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm the founder of the csuites.com, SEASUITE. So trying to do a play on words for remote workers. That's what I'm focusing on is remote. How remote workers can get away from their desks and spend more time at sea. That's something I'm personally trying to do. So I thought, hey, let's share the journey, see if I can help other people. When I first started, it would have been useful to have some of this information. So excited to talk about cruising, and then yeah, let's go from there.
Yeah, sounds awesome. So, how many cruises have you been on?
Oh gosh, I should have counted this up. Four, five, seven total.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So,
30.
was it your first cruise that you fell in love on, or was there a different cruise that you went on? You're like, okay, this is it.
So I went earlier, like my parents took me, so I feel like I had a long gap. So my first cruise was in 1997 when I was younger. And then I went several times like throughout high school and then took a gap until 2024. 2024. I've always loved cruising. I loved it. For me, I remember as a kid, as a teen, especially the food. I was like, oh my gosh, I could just eat anything. I don't have to ask my parents for permission. We could go wander on the ship. Like, I loved that feeling of it. I loved the escape of it, like you just being away at sea. And then I knew I wanted to take my family on a cruise once my kids got to that point. So I've got two boys who are teenagers, and I was correct. Having all the food was amazing. We went as a family.
Makes
And
budgeting
then
easy. You're not taking up your whole fridge.
yes. Oh my God. I'm like, eat like, and I think Royal Caribbean lost money on us. So it was fantastic. And my husband, he could take it or leave it. And so on the way home from our family cruise, we were, we drove to the port. So we had an 8-hour drive back home and we were talking about it. I was like, I want to go again. I want to go again. And he's like, just go. Just like you work remote, just go. And then I looked it up and I was like, okay. And I like booked 3 cruises within a couple of weeks from that one. So that's kind of where the obsession restarted for me as an adult.
I had a similar story to where my first cruise was when I was a teen as well. Then I had a big old gap because, well, at that point I went to college, and my parents were like, "Oh, you could pay for your own trip if you want to go." And
No thanks.
then I went on well, 2022, 2023, back when the world started opening back up, and all of a sudden I've been going on tons of cruises, kind of like, oh, that we this is a great experience. Let's keep going back.
Yeah, yeah. What I love about it's like everything's there. It's like your food's there. It takes you to all these different places. Your entertainment. Like I love that I can just shut my brain off and just be like, okay, I don't have to worry about where am I gonna eat? What am I gonna do tonight? Like what's just like that's just there. You just walk outside your cabin and it's all there for you.
Yes. So, have you been on many cruise lines, or like, do you want specific one that you love?
Just Royal so far. So I'm working
Okay.
towards my diamond status,
Oh,
which
awesome.
I should have it by the end of March on my next cruise. I've got 3 coming up, and by that one I should have diamond status, and that's been a goal, especially because you can, get it. Your husband and my husband and my kids can be on it for our family cruise next year. So, and once I hit that, then I might venture elsewhere, but I've only been on Royal so far.
Well, I'll tell you one good thing about Royal is, unlike Carnival right now, they're not expiring their rewards, so to speak.
Oh, I'm like, oh no. I hope that once I get diamond, they don't expire it. Like, finally get all those perks, all those drinks.
Yeah, I hope no other cruise line follows suit to that, because I'm not sure if you know what Carnival did the other month.
Here, yeah, refresh me. I just saw the headlines, but
Yeah, basically their rewards program is going from kind of like Royal Caribbean, just the days at sea, to converting into how much you spend. So it's going from, oh, you reach this many days, go to the next level, the next level, the next level, and I'm at gold, getting close to platinum, and they're like, oh, we're gonna honor the current system until next summer, and then you'll keep it for 2 years, but then it's based on spend. You have to spend X amount of dollars to keep or attain certain
oh, I don't like
statuses.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. So I've
No,
done Carnival, I've done Royal Caribbean, I've done 5 different cruise lines. So I did a little bit of everything. But I'm telling you, Royal Caribbean, I haven't reached still status is yet, but I could tell you by far, on paper, best rewards program.
Well, yeah, and I was able to, even though it was almost a 20-year, oh, like a 19-year gap, and they were able to find my old account because I was with some AOL email address like from back in 2005 that I was attached to, and they were able to get me those points. So I was already platinum when we went. It
Oh,
was like,
awesome. That's very
oh,
good.
that's amazing. I was like, I was gonna call just to see, and I was amazed by that. So yeah, for Royal Caribbean's listening, don't change anything. Keep it
What's
up.
your what's your favorite thing that about Royal Caribbean itself?
Um, let's see. So I feel I can't compare it to other cruise lines, so I don't know if every cruise line does this. I think for
Mhm.
me it's a familiarity thing. Like I walk in and I just know exactly what to expect. I know it's going to be a windjammer. I know there's going to be a schooner bar. Like actually it was interesting. I went on Serenade of the Seas in 2005 and then I was just
Mhm.
back on it this past spring. And it was like a rush of nostalgia for me of, oh my God, like, yeah, I went here and I went to this bar and I went to that. And some of the stuff is still the same and then seeing what they changed. So yeah, I'd say I love the familiarity of it. The service has always been great. I'm assuming that's probably true of most cruise lines, if not all of them.
Mhm.
And then the private islands are interesting to me. I'm going to Coco Cay for the first time since it's become a private island this January. So I'm excited for that too. And I have seen that it's different from other cruise lines because the drink package extends. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's unique because so with Carnival, the big complaint about the Celebration Key coming out is you have a separate drink package for Celebration Key versus cruise line.
Yeah.
I've been to Princess K, and on Princess K, if you went to the island with Carnival, your drink package is not included. But if you went with Princess, it was included.
Ah, okay.
So I feel like Royal Caribbean is does that better. You know, just that island. I haven't experienced Royal Caribbean, but I hear great things about it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I went way back, I think in 97. That was one of our ports of call, and it was just like a beach. Like there wasn't all of the stuff. So I'm interested to go back and
Okay,
see.
so it was before, as we know it as Perfect Day, it was its own little like more of like a private beach rather than a private island type deal.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I didn't know that. I just heard Perfect Day. And I'm like, oh, I gotta try it. So I'm like, I
Yeah.
have all these cruises set up. So I didn't know that about Royal Caribbean. That's pretty cool.
We were just in and out literally because it was a hurricane was coming.
Mhm.
And so we like everyone got off board and then they're like, go back, go back. So I didn't get to actually experience any of it. Labadee was like that too. I haven't been back since, but it was more like a Labadee experience, I think, where just the beach and stuff. So yeah, so I'm excited to see, they're always changing and always upgrading. Costa Maya I went to when it was new.
Mhm.
And then we went back and I was like, whoa, this is different. I remember it as just this tiny little port, few vendors. And of course that's turning into its own perfect day. So I
Yeah,
think
I'm
that's
excited about that. Like, so I've only been on Royal Caribbean one time, and I've been on the Mariner. Um,
okay.
I've been able to tour the Symphony and the Harmony of the Seas.
Okay.
Um, and
Harmony.
have you been on the Oasis class ships?
Yeah, Harmony. It was the one we went on with our whole
Because
family.
I've been on a tour on that, and it looks like a whole different experience than something like the Mariner. But I haven't experienced myself. Like, tell me what makes the Oasis class maybe unique. What's your favorite part about it?
Yeah, that was the one we went on with our teens. And I think when you have kids and teens,
Mhm.
that was awesome. Like we never saw them, which was sad because they literally they made friends the first night. Were out till curfew and then had met their friends for breakfast and like we're gone. We saw them at dinner for 20 minutes. So they had a great time. I loved the Central Park was cool. Like that's a very unique aspect of Oasis ships. It's a lot quieter, so if you just want to get away, if you want to find a spot to read, so it felt you didn't even feel like you were on a ship. So for people who might get seasick or worry about that, the seasickness also, I think the bigger ships don't have as much. The Aqua show was probably my favorite part, though. Amazing. Like the Aqua Theater, incredible. Have you seen?
I've seen videos of it, and
Oh
like I said,
my
I've been on a ship tour. So basically, what that is, I
God.
was able to get on the ship, take pictures, get videos. Like I'm the first one on the ship with everyone else, but I'm also the first one to get off before you even take off to
Oh,
sea.
okay.
So it was kind of like a tease, but I'm like, man, this looks amazing. I had to try Roll Caribbean again.
Aqua Theater, I went by myself like 3 times. Like we all went once And then I was like, I'm gonna go back. It was so cool. Just so cool. The acrobats, the things that they do. And I'm like, how do you have, I don't even understand. I was trying to figure out like the logistics of it. Like, how does it work? How do you have this whole pool here and they're all diving into it? It's just, that was, yeah, I'd say that's my favorite part of the Oasis ships. Well worth it, the extra entertainment.
That's how I feel. I mean, I haven't been on about looking at it, but I've seen those videos, and I'm the person who's like watching these. I'm like, oh wait, watching performers. I look down. I'm like, okay, the ground's moving. Okay, what's opening up down there? What's next?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
how did
and
they
the
do
walk
that?
the floor moves, so it goes from like super shallow fountains to like they're diving into it. I'm like, so it's got to be 10, 12 feet deep at least. I don't know. So yeah, I didn't do a ship tour, and I don't know if the ship tour takes you there. I don't know, but I would if it does, I would definitely do a ship tour next time because I'm just
Well, I guess the ship tour I'm speaking about is kind of like a travel agent version. So
oh
I
yeah,
get on the
the
ship for a
behind
few hours, not really the behind the scenes one.
yeah the behind the
The
scenes one.
the
That's the
behind the
one that I'm
scene
curious.
version, I would definitely want to try that on that ship because there's so
Yeah.
many unique things about Royal Caribbean. You know, of course, you got that aqua show. You got the ice skating rink, which my kids
Mhm.
loved. That was an amazing show. My kids loved it. They were so excited to be able to ice skate in the middle of the ocean. To them, that was
Yeah, that is
the most
cool.
amazing thing in the world. It was for me too, but seeing on their faces is kind of a different experience.
We're not, my son broke his leg ice skating a few
Oh,
years ago, so we've just avoided the ice ever since. So we just like walked quickly by that part, so we didn't see it. But it is cool. I mean, there's no shortage of things to do. They have their own comedy venue, which is cool, instead of being in the big ballroom. So multiple shows going on at the same time. So that's a little unique compared to like the Serenade, where it's the old school, everyone meets in the ballroom at 6 o'clock or whatever, and there's just one show.
and what would you say is your favorite ship that you've been on?
Hmm. I feel like for different reasons. I did love the Harmony. I also really like the Serenade. It has the all the windows, which was really nice. And I know I didn't do Alaska. I did the cheap Pacific coastal. So we started in LA, we went to Astoria, Oregon, and we ended in Vancouver. So it's like as it was repositioning, but still really gorgeous views. Gosh, it's hard to pick a favorite because I also love the Navigator. So I don't
So
know,
many
all of them.
choices.
I haven't not liked one. I haven't found one I didn't like. How's that?
That's
It's
good.
all for
They're all
different
different
purposes.
experience.
Yeah, when I'm by myself, I think I prefer the smaller ships by myself because the Navigator I went on for my first solo cruise last November, and I loved that I could run into the same people. Like that was really nice. On Harmony, it's really easy to lose yourself and not see the same people. So
Mhm.
I liked that aspect of it. I would end up in the hot tub with the same group of people without any planning. Like no, hey, we'll see you tomorrow at this time. It was just randomly like, oh hey. I guess there's only so many places for us to go, so we all end up here.
Yeah, those ships are like about half the capacity as the Oasis class. I mean, the Icon. I've seen great things about those, but man,
Yeah,
that's kind of I'm scared to get lost on that ship.
I know for real, and I do get lost. So, like, but that's another. I'm scared to go by myself on those big ones. I'll just be wandering around.
Well, that's my mission on the first day of any cruises. My mission is to get lost so I know where I'm at later.
Smart.
So you talked about being able to you had that passion for being able to travel as well as remote work. So tell me a little about how you what how you do that.
Yeah. So, like I said, my husband was the one who had the idea, which I'm like, like so smart. Why didn't I think of that? And I liked that he was like, just get away from us for a week. I'm like, great, let's do that. Awesome. So I full time, I'm a ghostwriter. I also am an adjunct professor, so I like teaching online classes,
Mhm.
especially. And then when I'm ghostwriting, it's like I can literally do it from anywhere. And so I tried it out last November as a test. I had done a little work on our family cruise, and that's what made me think, hey, I probably could do this because I'm, being self-employed. If you're not working, you're not getting paid. So I had to do some
Mhm.
work. And I was like, I bet I could actually make this work. So I've done two so far now, and what I have found two things that help me. One, I travel from LA, so I'm in Oklahoma, Central Time Zone to Pacific, and I think that helps me with waking up early. So I'm
Mm.
up at 6 o'clock their time, 8 o'clock my time. So I'm like I can still kind of enjoy the night and do stuff, and then get up. and then work. I try to be done. I'm done by 2, like regardless. I set
Okay.
myself up. Like I'm done by 2 o'clock no matter what. Sometimes I'm done by noon, sometimes it's 11. But I do setting myself on a schedule helps because I can just like work, 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 and then call it for the rest of the day. I do the continental breakfast, so I have coffee delivered to my room, which is
Okay.
amazing. I think a lot of people don't know that. I don't know how it is on other ships, but you get they have menus in your drawer in your cabin, and then you just have to fill it out and put it on by 3 a.m. and fill out what you want. And it's free as long as it's a continental breakfast. So I get my coffee, a muffin, banana, whatever. And then they call when they're on their way. So that's my wake up call. And
Okay.
then I'm like, it works. I don't have if I leave my cabin, I'm going to get distracted. So my thought is, the longer I can stay in this cabin, the more work I'll get done. And then knowing there's all this stuff going on outside is motivating for me. So I do that. Work. So usually I can get like a 3 hour block in before I need a break. Then I might go wander around a little bit, maybe do a quick workout or Zumba class if they have a 9:30 Zumba. The last 2 ships I've had that. Come back, work until lunchtime, and then just be done. So that's my at sea days. And that's worked out pretty well. I can take calls. The Wi-Fi is pretty good. So I've been able to take calls while I'm working, which is awesome. And then on port days, I try to take off if I can. Like I can schedule my work pretty much. I know my workflow and my workload. So I'd say in a normal week, I work maybe 35 hours. So on a cruise, I'm like 20 hours is what I try to get in. 4 hours a day is probably
So is there a
enough.
specific like Wi-Fi speed level you have to like purchase, or what plan do you have to purchase to be able to do all that from sea?
For Royal, just their is it Voom or Vroom, whatever their internet plan is.
Hmm.
That's been enough. So I'm gonna try an eSIM for my next one
Hmm.
and see if that works any better. Because the one problem I've had is when you're at port, I don't know if I'm not technical enough. There must be something with the signals. Like if there's a lot of ships around, the Wi-Fi doesn't work. So that's one thing I've noticed. Um, I noticed that on our family cruise because I was trying to get some work in before we left for our excursion, and the internet just wasn't working at all for me. So I'm curious if an eSIM will fix that. I don't know.
I
So,
know. So I haven't tried an eSIM specifically, but I've tried my last two cruises, or my last two cruises I attempted it, but my last cruise with Margaritaville, and they don't offer like the Verizon plan at sea. The cruise
okay.
before that, I was on um, Carnival, and I know with theirs, I did a speed test between the Carnival Wi-Fi plan as well as the Verizon one,
Hmm.
and the Verizon one was a little more costly, um, and was it was good up until you hit half a gig because it was super high speed. But when you hit
Okay.
that high gig point, it throttled you back. So if you're checking emails, fine. But I was trying to live stream and it was spotty at best. Versus the Carnival Wi-Fi was just fine. And I realized that Verizon dropped more as well. Right, like
Interesting.
went from one side of the ship to the other, where Carnival was smooth. And I haven't tried the
Hmm.
Verizon on Royal Caribbean. I didn't have that idea at that time, so that may be a
Yeah.
consideration. I don't
Okay.
know how eSIM.
Okay.
I'm assuming it works very similar, depending on what Wi-Fi plan. But I know with Verizon, it was kind of an issue, but at the same time, you pay per day, you get 24-hour block versus like on Carnival,
Okay.
you pay for the entire cruise. So it's kind
Yep,
of
that's
depending
how
on what
Royal
your
is
purpose
too.
is.
Yeah. And they use Starlink. I don't know if that's what Verizon uses too. So the satellite. But
I
yeah,
don't
to
know
work
about that.
great. It works great in open water, I've noticed. I'm
Mhm.
curious, I'm doing a transatlantic next spring, so we'll see. I'm hoping.
Ooh, have you done one of those before?
Oh, I'm so excited. My mother-in-law and her cousin have like always wanted to go to Portugal. And it's just hard, it's sort of like hard to plan the ho like another thing about cruises. I'm like, I want to go to these cities. They want to go to Spain. And I'm like, well, we're gonna have to bus hop. We're gonna have to get hostels. And then I was looking at the prices and I was like, we should just do this. Like I can work. So I'll work while we're at sea, especially. Like that's fine. And we'll get there. So I'm really excited about that one. And it's another great thing, like the fact that I can work remote. It's like I don't really have to take any time off work. No one else in the family. We're gonna be gone for almost a month total because we're gonna spend time in Barcelona when we get there. So
That's extremely convenient.
yeah.
I'll definitely have to have you come back on, tell me about that because I have not been on a transatlantic, but I've seen the prices on those and they're extremely tempting, but I would miss too many days.
Yeah, that I was like, so I'm adjuncting, so I'm like, I won't adjunct in the spring. I'll just not because I can't just like unless I can get it online. We'll see. But I'm like, I can't just take a month off of an in-person class.
Yeah, that's how I'm full time. So I'm there
Okay.
in contract hours. To the summers when I had an online class and it was well online. So I'd see it. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
perfect timing. I can make some
Yeah.
extra money
Students
as
don't
well
care.
teach online. But I know at one point I had an issue with my online class because I think there was one secure system I had to get into
Mm.
that because I was out the country, it was blocking me from being able to do it.
Uh,
So did you run into any issues like that when you're working at sea? No, no special considerations for that.
So the only thing was when I was trying to get into my Microsoft account and it kept
Mhm.
locking me out being it because I was trying to do just one device. Like with Royal, you can pay either one device per person or multiple
Mm.
devices. And I was like, I'm just gonna do one and you can switch back and forth. And so that was a problem for me. So I had to wait. When we went to Astoria, I'm like, we're in the US, so I turned my Wi-Fi back on. I just figured it out then. I was able to like get the security code. So yeah, I don't know. I will have to figure that out for next time to
I
get
had the
into
exact same
Teams.
issue too because I was trying to do the same thing, not to pay for two plans. And then I knew someone else on the crew. I'm
Hmm.
like, hey, by the way, can I connect to your Wi-Fi for 30 seconds and just authenticate myself?
I'm like, oh, why? Like, come on. So I don't know how to get around next time. And I don't know if it changes if I just do it when I get on board while I still have Wi-Fi. I don't know. Have you investigated that, or does it change? Does it need to authenticate every time you go like
I
move
think because
locations?
like the VPN or your current location is different, not the ordinary, it wants you
Yeah,
to authenticate. I've heard people using VPNs, but I never had any experience with that or what
yeah,
that
I
may
haven't
change. So I'm
either.
not sure if you had any experience with that, or we're gonna figure it out eventually if we keep
We'll
working on
find out. Yeah, we got to find out so people can know. Yeah, how can we all spend more time not at work,
it.
not
Not
at
at home. Work from the ocean, from vacation.
exactly work from sea. That's what I'm trying to do more of for sure.
And I've made a joke with my wife one time. We're at the beach and I'm a travel agent as well. So someone messaged me about a quote. I'm at the beach. I'm like, oh look, I'm working at the beach.
Nice.
Good thing
That's the
is I'm working where I
dream.
want, but at the same time, do I want to work right now? I guess I have to.
Yeah. That's why I feel like I have to make that boundary because it's so easy to get sucked in. And like, I really do love what I do, which I'm in a dream job scenario as far as I'm concerned, where I'm like, I just write all day. That's great. I love it. It's so fun, but I have to stop. Otherwise, I'll be that person at the pool deck working. And I'm like, no, like, I need to actually shut my brain off.
I think that's an important thing to keep in mind, like that you block off time to do that. Because I know I ran into that. My first summer class I did at sea, it was online, and there was times a student would message me like at noon, and I'm like, I dedicated the first 3 hours of the day to respond to emails and posting, and doing whatever I needed to do that morning, grading, etc. And if it was something like urgent, I'm like, okay, you know what, this is something I need to address immediately. For something, okay, no, that hold off till tomorrow morning. Uh,
Yeah.
so that way I'm not throughout the day like, oh, another email, another email, another email. More so, oh,
Yeah.
it's urgent. Okay, I will stop because I've been on the other side as a student. So if it's something major, I'm going to address it. I don't want you stressing over random stuff or stuff like that versus something like, hey, just wondering what my grade is, just out of curiosity
Right.
or something. Okay, that can wait till tomorrow morning.
Yeah, yeah, and I let my clients know too that what I'm doing. And I mean, nobody has had anything but great things to say. I think a lot of people are getting into this mindset. I work with a lot of business owners who are same thing. Like, yeah, I'm taking a family vacation. I'll be checking emails. I'll be doing this, but I feel like in this environment we're in, everyone gets that we all need to unplug.
I
Everyone
think
needs that.
that's, I guess, a very great thing to one that your clients know that until you're able to say, hey, these are my business hours, so to speak. So
Hmm.
I'm assuming since you're a ghostwriter, you essentially make up your own
Yeah.
hours within reason, of course.
Yeah, I mean, And I try to avoid calls if I can. The transatlantic one, I feel like 3 weeks is gonna be too long to not have calls. I'm going for like a 4 day in November, so I'm like, I'll just won't have calls that week. But otherwise, I just make deadlines, and it's like, all right, I'll get to you by this date, and they generally don't care. Like it's like good, especially for books. They're not urgent. It's usually a 4 or 5 month window for the full project. So as long as I'm hitting deadlines, great. You don't need to know where I am. They don't and honestly, they don't care. As long as they're getting the work, like they don't really care where I am.
True, true. I mean, you could be at Florida, you could be at home, you could be in your car. They don't know.
Yeah, they don't know. And as long as they're getting what they want, the output, like they doesn't bother them at all. They don't really have an interest. So yeah, so I think as far as remote working tips, I've been doing it solo, which is I'm taking a couple January with my son and then March with family. But being solo helps me too because then I can just like completely structure my day so that I don't have to negotiate with anybody else. But so that's been sneaking in a few extra cruises, getting more points. On Royal, you get double points if you're solo. So that's what's helping me get to that diamond. I'm going to get 30 points in March, which is amazing.
That's nice. Also, another thing that's unique to Royal Caribbean because, like on Carnival, well, before they changed their plan, it's 1 day. Most of the cruise lines, even if you're solo, you still get one. I
Okay.
think that's
Yeah.
very unique with Royal Caribbean that I feel like, again, their rewards program is top notch. Uh,
Yeah, I would agree. And whatever
I
they
want to
do,
try more Royal.
like it's what got me from, I mean, as a kid to being like, well, yeah, obviously we're going to go on Royal as an adult. So they know what they're doing for sure. And I'm okay. I fell into the system. My kids are like, you're in a cruise cult. I'm like, that's fine.
That's
Fine.
how people tell me is like, you only go on cruises? Like, no, I've been to Sandals, I've been to Vegas, but I mean, when you crunch the numbers,
Right.
cruises are typically cheaper and they take you where I want to go. All I do is get to the cruise port and they take care of everything else. I love
Yeah,
that.
I love that. I love the excursions. I'm an excursion fan. I'm like, I'll do the Royal excursions. Every time I've not done one and gone off on my own, especially by myself, I get lost. So I've learned that, like, have to accept it. I haven't got lost on an excursion in Ensenada, but like the bus driver needed to come find me. Well, at least I was like on a street. So I'm like, okay, I'm not that far. I just somehow like missed where the bus was. And then so at least I'm like, if I was by myself though, like, how would I have gotten back? At least he was like, he like it came, was like, oh my God, come on. Like, so I definitely am a huge fan of excursions. I like seeing stuff and they handle everything. Again, I can turn my brain off. And I know some people see that as a bad thing, but I'm fine with it. I'm like, hold my hand, tell me where to go. Treat me like I'm in
It's
kindergarten, please.
that's I feel like something that's kind of controversial with some people. Some people want to go on cruise line excursions, and other people want to go on their own. And I feel like to
Yeah.
each their own. Like depending on your personality, what you want on a vacation, pick the one that suits you. And sometimes you can
Yeah.
make mix and match. You never know.
Right, exactly. But if I'm going somewhere new, I've decided. I'm like, if I'm going somewhere new, I'm going to do an excursion. If it's somewhere I'm
Mhm.
familiar with and comfortable with, maybe I'll just wander around. Like Costa Maya, we did the ruins, the Mayan ruins, which was
Mhm.
really cool. If we went back though, like their port's so nice, I might just hang out there instead. Now that I know what it is, but
All right, I want to thank you for joining me here today. And again, remind everybody where to find you on social media so that way they can learn more information about traveling at sea and working remotely.
yeah, awesome. So it's the seasuite.com. The SEASUITE.com is my website, and then Instagram at the dot C-suite. That's where you'll find me. So yeah, I'm gonna just keep sharing. I don't have anything coming up till November. So right now I'm just dreaming of old times and sharing tips. My blog is sharing tips. Gonna start a new series on books to read to get you in the mood because I'm doing that
Oh,
myself. So
my wife is gonna love that. That's one of her
okay.
favorite things. In the mornings, watch the sunrise, read a good book, and
Yeah, read a good book. And
have a little
sometimes
coffee.
like when I went to the ruins, I was like, man, they recommended books. And I was like, I wish I knew this beforehand. So I'm gonna do my research early this time so I can learn all of it and get really, really excited about the upcoming trips.
All righty. Thank you for being here. And everyone,
Thanks so
please
much.
go
This was
check her out.
fun.
It's going to be tons of fun. And I'm looking forward to see what she has coming up next as well.
Cool. Thanks.
All righty. See y'all later. Have you introduced yourself? Tell people what you're about. I'll edit that. what all Yep, I'm going to do more editing than I expected.
You want to start over? We could just start over.
Yeah.
That's fine.